Okay, so I'm very excited about this one. This is a Badass Business Babes, where I interview ladies that are leading with their heart in their business to cause a really positive ripple effect in the world. This topic for me is near and dear to my heart because we're going to be talking to Kathyrn MALEK, who is the creator and lead coach for Fierce Financial Freedom, where she empowers women, and I love this topic, and we'll talk about why, where she empowers women to go from financial worry to financial wealth. So welcome, Kathyrn.
Hi, Jen. Thanks so much. And when you're saying near and dear to my heart, you just spoke my language. That's exactly how I feel, because when I hear stories, and I could be anywhere. I'm out maybe at a cafe and I hear women speak about money or something, what's troubling them, challenging them. And I right away go, it doesn't have to be like that. No, 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 no.
And this is why, and I remember I did one post on money and it got the most traction. It was, and this is why whoever's tuning in, listen to this entirely. Kathyrn has some amazing offers for free for women to get on track for their money. And it's so, so important. We're going to talk about this. And at the start of these, I always love to give context because I love how small the world is. And I think you come into contact with people that you're meant to be in contact with. And myself and Kathyrn met, I don't know how long ago now, maybe like 1 or 2 years ago. And we met at a good friend of ours, Sahil, who did this healing party. And it was so cool. And both myself and Kathyrn did an offer. So we were there with our tables, and Kathyrn was doing Reiki, and I was doing a massage / Reiki combo. And then we actually had a break where we weren't booked in. So Kathyrn came on my table and we started talking, and it also turned out she was a coach, obviously. And that was pretty much it, but we had a really great connection. And since then, just how synchronicities happen, we've gotten back together. I love, like Kathyrn's an empath and I'm an empath. And I think it's great to talk to and coach other women that have all the feels and might not know how to master those suckers because they're magical. And now I love that Kathyrn's going to niche out and into money. So here we go. I'm going to turn it over to Kathyrn, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what led you to doing this with money.
Well, I have quite the story, quite the journey, really. I guess the big point about this was I was at a retreat for women, female coaches. And we were in a room and we were doing an exercise, and it was about money, but we're talking dollar bills is what we were talking. A little tiny exercise. And before we even started the exercise, I burst into tears, like sobbing, and we hadn't even started. They just started announcing the exercise. And a woman nearby me looked over and compassionately said, "What are you crying about? What's wrong, dear?" And I just started spilling and saying, "Oh, I can't make money." And well, I went on and on and on. And of course, she patiently listened. And she's like, "I don't get it." She goes, "Money is everywhere. It's right here. Can't you tell? It's right here." And when I walked away, I was like, I don't know. I don't quite get it. So then I went on a mission to learn everything I could. And that involved uprooting all of my beliefs, my habits. I just turned everything upside down.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. If you were to interview, back then, if you were to talk to me about money then, it's a whole different story. I just transformed my whole money blueprint.
And this is the stuff that needs to be realized. And I love that you're doing this work because I had the same sort of situation with money until I realized the same sort of realization. And I believe that money is an inside job.
Absolutely. Oh, completely. There's external forces, of course, you know, from our families. You know, I often talk about the story about my father. And when I went to buy my first car, it was a blue Mustang. It was standard, so driving stick. And I didn't even know how to drive stick, but I was like, I'm going to learn this. And I called him up to, I wasn't living with him at the time, and I called him up to come view this car that I wanted to buy. And on the way there, he said to me, well, why don't you just get a boyfriend with a car?
Right.
And you know, it was little hints like that around, like, no, I've earned this money and I want to purchase the car, my my power, you know? And it was interesting because that to me was I look at it as a disempowering statement, you know, whereas luckily I empowered myself and went, no, thank you. I'm going to buy this car. Thank you. So I feel it's so important. And yes, a lot of this is internal. We have these beliefs, things that we've been taught, and things maybe we haven't been taught that we just create for ourselves. So until these beliefs are uprooted, nothing will change.
You got it. I love this so much. Okay, so tell us what you do with the Fierce Financial Freedom. So what is it? Who is it for? Things like that.
Fierce Financial Freedom is taking women from worried and from beliefs that are no longer working to wealthy. And this is done with grace and ease. It's a 90-day program. So I work one-on-one, and this is done online. And I work one-on-one through different modules of the course, uprooting beliefs, teaching new money habits, and just transforming your whole money life. Like, you won't recognize the person that you transform to. Your friends won't recognize your whole way you walk in the world and just how empowered you'll feel. And it's a lot of empowerment. You know, as women, I feel just in life, and whether it's families, friends, social media, a lot of times there's a lot coming at us that's just devaluing. And then there's our own sense of whether our value, our worth, you know, whether we're really bringing that up. And I find quite often that as women, we're just not valuing ourselves. We have all these gifts that are unique, these talents and all that we can do. And I have to say, most women, when I speak to them, they're pretty shy about letting me know their gifts, their talents. It's like I have to dig it out. And I'm like, well, that's incredible. Do you know how amazing you are? Like, you know? So that's what it is. It's like I want to hold up a mirror to women and go, okay, do you not see what I see here?
You got it.
That's what I want. I want them to really see themselves.
And that's a main reason why I coach. I love men and I coach exclusively women because I saw the same thing. And I went to an interesting talk last week that talked about how women devalue, underrate their accomplishments. Mm-hmm. So if you ask, like, how'd you do after, like, 5 out of 5, a man will be like 4 or 5 out of 5. Where a woman will choose 3. Mm-hmm. So there's always this room for improvement. And I believe, and I work with women constantly about increasing their rates as well. And that's a money mindset thing. So we have to realize culturally, this is so entrenched in our subconscious. And that is what your program does, is it like brings it to light so you can see it and make conscious choices from there. So you kind of led this way, but why did you create this program? What are the needs out there that you saw? What are the facts?
Well, 90% of women are worried about their finances and worried about money.
Yeah.
So that's just, wow.
Yeah.
Think about it, 90%.
Yeah.
You know, as well as when I read a statistic at one point, and this baffled me at first. So 75% of lottery winners who win millions will be bankrupt within 5 years of winning it.
Yeah.
So that, to me, there's a whole bunch at play. Like, right away, I just started thinking right away, okay, what is going on? And I'm like, well, there's education around money. There's about worth, whether they feel worthy of having it. And then there's responsibility.
Yeah.
Conscious responsibility, choosing. You own that money. Like, that's yours. It's your responsibility. I feel often in life we're not taught about money.
Yeah.
So my math classes in school, and I don't know about yours, mine were like, add this, multiply this, divide, that was at the younger grades. It wasn't about finances and wealth and growth and being responsible and conscious with your money and how you choose.
Yeah.
Well, it also, to me, there's money languaging that people have heard and picked up from others. And that's very easy to do. And I had that too. I absolutely had a lot of money languaging. The way I spoke about money was very different.
Yeah.
It's so different where, as an example, let's say, 5 years ago, walking down the street, I'd look at a home and I'd be like, inside, I'd be like, wow, I could never get that home, or, who imagine the people that live there.
Right.
I walk by that home now, and if I like it,
yeah,
that's mine. Oh, I can see me living in there. Wow. And I hope they have a pool in the backyard, because I wanted a nice saltwater pool. Like, I started imagining and decorating it, and yeah, why not? Like, what's possible?
you got it. And this is the stuff I love, because we weren't taught this in school.
Mm-mm.
Like I always loved, I remember a phrase like, when tax time comes up, like, I'm glad I learned about parallelograms. It's really great around parallelogram time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wish I was taught how to do simple accounting for business and taxes. And it makes me angry, to be honest. And we have to start thinking about the future, because I notice that I love asking people about money, about full transparency, about their business revenue and how they make, and it makes us all squirm in our society. So there's this shame that is associated with money and transparency about money. We use it all the time, but we don't authentically talk about it. So if that were to stay the same, and 90%, I went to a talk about money, and I heard the same stat, 90% of women worry about money. So if nothing were to change with that, what is the future look like for us?
The future for us, if that doesn't change, is, not very cheery and bright. Let's put it that way. Because here's the thing. I know there's a lot of women out there who really care and have passion for a lot of things they want to do to create in the world, to transform the world, to heal the world. Now, if these women are not changing their mindset, their belief, their habits, transforming about money, and getting this responsibility and this conscious choice about money, all this stuff that is possible is not going to happen.
I agree. And I think, like, money is an inside job. I equate love to money, like self-love. And so when I got down to my money mindset, and I discovered what was there, and that I started making money in my business, well, that's when I attracted the beautiful man that I have in my life that treats me like $1 million plus, and that's where now my friends are showing up for me different. Like, I basically made that badass boundary with money, like essentially receiving it. And I think a lot of women have what I call a messed up martyr mentality, where they're give. Yes. They're exhausted, and they're actually, what you do is you unroot a mental block in order for them to receive what they're giving will come back to them, and they'll get it.
Absolutely. I just did a video on that the other day about receiving, and it's so true. And I know this for myself. I was definitely in that place of give. But if someone wanted to give back, no, I just want to give. Well, you're blocking. It's like, if you think of it energetically, there's no flow. It's like there's a block. You're also telling everyone, people, the universe, everyone, that no, I don't want anything.
You got it.
So someone's coming to you with a platter trying to gift you, and you're saying no?
Yeah.
Why? Receive.
Yeah. And that's what you do. And that is such important work, because I know the realizations that I came to were like blew my head off. And I love this, that you're doing this for women, because I see this on a larger scale as, ladies, we need oxygen. Okay. Money is survival. And so let's get the certain money so that we have the survival, and so that then we can thrive. right? So have that money so that if you're in a shitty abusive relationship, you can get out of it. If you're in a crappy job with toxic people, you can get out of it. So that's what Kathyryn does. That's why I'm like all fired up. I'm very fired up about women and money. And I want more women to have more of it.
You're speaking my language. You're speaking my heart. Because absolutely. And when you say that about, about women and that about abusive relationship, about, getting out of a job, maybe that you're just frustrated and so bored with. Well, the thing is about all that too, when I say taking responsibility and consciousness about your money and you turn that to you and you empower you, the chances of you settling for anything where there's not a respect for you, once you do that, it changes everything. It's a big game changer for women. I've noticed that when they take responsibility and when they empower themselves and own that, and they're really choosing consciously, you're going to refuse anything that's not up to the value that you're upholding for yourself.
Yeah, you got it. So let's tell everyone right now, because there's 2 ways in which you can start today with Kathyryn to start on this money mindset journey to absolutely change everything, go from worry to wealthy. I first want to talk about your call. So what do you offer?
Well, this is actually really cool. I have a 45-minute free breakthrough crawl. So what it means is that you get 45 minutes with me, and I am going to be looking at your money story, and we're going to go through that and get you a breakthrough. We're going to transform something. We're going to find what's at the root of what's going on for you. Yeah.
And I'm going to post this video on all my platforms, and people know that I do the same thing, but I do it for business babes. But who is your, like, who do you love working with the most? Because you work with business babes. You work with pretty much like all women that want to empower themselves around money, right?
Yeah, basically all women that want to empower themselves with money. I mean, the clients that I work with come from all walks of life, whether you're an entrepreneur, business owner, or whether you are in a different type of career, whatever it is, I've worked with teachers, I've worked with people who are lawyers, I've worked with therapists, I've worked with everybody.
Yeah.
It's anyone who is wanting to take responsibility, about money, because that's really what it comes down to too. It's taking that responsibility. Scary. And I know.
Yeah.
I know how scary it can be. But
yeah.
This is the thing, and it's 2019, ladies. Let's do this.
Yeah. Let's go. So whomever is watching this right now, book yourself in, free 45-minute call. And 90% of you right now, women that are watching this, are worried about money. And what I see a lot is the ostrich, head in the sand. Okay. So what Kathyryn does, and she does it in a very nice, like, safe place kind of way, but we get, like, she gets with the facts. Okay. So you're going to have a massive breakthrough. That's a free call with her. And then you never know, it might be a good fit for her program, but it's really to start that process of looking at your money and empowering yourself around money. Once you empower yourself around money, you empower yourself in life. I know that was the catalyst to my biggest changes. And also, something free that Kathyryn offers is she has a Facebook group as well. And so I'll post a link to that. And you can request access, where Kathyryn does a bunch of free content in that, and you'll get to a better sense of what she does. But I'll put the link for the free 45-minute call. Book that in. It'll take you right to her scheduler, and you can get on a call with her. So excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jen. That's incredible. And I want to just add to when you're saying, with the free breakthrough call, that you may also be invited to work with me for the Fierce Financial Freedom Program. Now, just a little bit around that is, if someone is aligned and it feels right that they're ready to work on this, then of course, and sometimes people aren't quite ready yet, and that's okay too. We'll get you a breakthrough and get you steps to get you ready.
Yeah. And I love it. I love what you're doing. I think this is just such important work. So I can't reiterate this enough that whomever is watching this, take Kathyryn up on this amazing offer. You won't regret it. And I only feature amazing women on this who I know have a heart of gold and are doing the right things. And this is definitely work that is needed to be done. And I think, you know, empowered women empower other women. I don't think it was a coincidence. I think it was a synchronicity that we met, and we'll keep continuing doing our, essentially we're both doing women empowerment work in our different streams. So we'll both continue doing it, and let's just transform this world, NBD.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks so much. And I'll post all the links, and I'll post you on my website, all the rest of it.
Great. Thanks so much, Jen.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.